Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's short variation of the routine. We will start this routine in a child's pose with our shoulder stretch. As you find your child's pose, bring your arms forward initially and then bend at your elbows to bring your hands up behind your head, targeting the triceps as well as the shoulders and a little bit to the lower back and hips. This will be a 1-minute position starting now. As in any of our routines, it's very important to focus on the target areas and then take it a step further and try to stay passive in those areas. This takes focus and concentration, which ultimately is training your mind. So this is a good thing. This position, we have 30 seconds left. And then please go ahead and come out of this pose. And the next is going to be a down dog. So take your down dog, which is an active pose. Strong in your arms, slope up through your hips, dip down through your heels. Now, while you're holding the down dog, I want you to soften your left knee so you put all of the focus on your right leg. So the left leg ultimately is really not in the pose. And then please change. So soften your right knee and then straighten through your left leg. So your right knee is bending and your left leg is taking all the weight. And then please let both of your heels press down evenly so you feel a stretch to both back sides of both legs. Now leave your feet plugging down and then walk your body, your hands to your feet. So you're at the back space in a forward fold. Now while you're in the forward fold, interlace your fingers behind your back. This is our standing forward fold with interlaced hands, targeting the shoulders as well as the hamstrings, as well as the lower back. This will be a 1-minute pose. Now, for a lot of us, it's difficult to interlace the fingers, so we highly recommend to use a strap or band in between your hands. That will help a lot. You are at the halfway point. Now, please undo your arms and then come back to downward facing dog just for a moment. And now step your right foot in between your hands, drop your left knee down. The next pose is extended arm lizard position. So I want you to have your hands out in front of you wide, keeping your spine reaching forward. The extended arm lizard will be a 1-minute position starting now. And now please come into the basic lizard for the next pose. Forearms on the floor on the inside, round your back, and just relax further into your gluteal group plus your back leg. 1 minute. Time is up for this side. I'd like you now to change to the extended arm lizard. Left foot forward, right leg long behind you, arms reaching, spine reaching forward. It's a subtle difference between the extended arm lizard and the basic, but in this one, the spine is reaching forward and you subtly shift into your hips with a flat back. This is a 1-minute pose starting now. And you are at your halfway point here, so relax further into the target areas. Use deep breathing and stay focused. And please now transition to the basic lizard with your forearms on the floor on the inside. And of course, feel free to round the spine more, head dangling closer to the ground. 1 minute, left side, starting now. Time is up for this pose. So the next position will be our saddle pose. Saddle pose, either with the spine tall or leaning back on your hands or forearms or fully lying back. This position targets the quads, the knees, the ankles, and the toes. And if lying back, the L5 in your spine. 1 minute, saddle pose. And then coming out of the saddle pose, our last pose for today's routine will be the next, which is a child's pose with the shoulder stretch variation. This is a repeat of our very first pose of today's routine. Child's pose with the shoulder stretch will be the last pose starting now, 1 minute. Last few moments, completely softening everything. And that's going to do it, everyone. So please pull yourself out of that position. Lie down on the ground for the rebound, and we'll say officially today is done. Thanks for joining us. We hope these short variations do wonders for you, especially if you're short on time. Take care out there, and we will see you tomorrow.